already knew what photo you were going to bring up. This is a special moment because you're the first person to ever ask me about this photo.
Yeah, Wisconsin guy.
Yes. Yeah, Wisconsin guy. Woohoo!
Yeah, which law?
Law number 69. You sounded like Beau in your last season on the IR though.
Yeah, I did more than 5 practice plays. Yeah.
You guys are on my podcast, right?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Beau.
Welcome to the Greenlight Podcast presented by BetMGM. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code GREENLIGHT and you will get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Here's how it works. Download the BetMGM app and sign up using bonus code GREENLIGHT. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game. If that bet loses, you will receive up to $1,500 in bonus bets. Just make sure you use bonus code GREENLIGHT when you sign up.
Those hats look like cakes.
Well, Rob, we got
All
Robbie
frosted
G,
up.
Cam Brate, two of my favorite tight ends. We're calling this segment Butter Bois.
Who came up with the name?
I did actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I know you have dudes on dudes. That's some good alliteration. We have the Butter Boys because we're buttery young boys. So welcome to my favorite tight ends, Rob, Cam,
You want to know who else is buttery? It's his fingers. Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller's
Drops
buttery
all the
too.
passes thrown to him. He's got butter fingers.
He's got those little hands.
This
dude.
is just going to be just a shit talking fest, this whole podcast. Well, Rob, you mentioned these hats. This is the first merch for the Butter Boys, Butter Bucket hats.
No way. Do I get one too?
No way.
For all the boys.
Thank you, Beau. So
Oh.
nice.
But you have to wear it on the show.
Let's do it.
Sick.
The summer bucket hat.
I mean, I kind of came prepared because
Are you trying to get a sponsorship?
Kind of like a bucket hat.
Maddie made these.
Are you getting a sponsorship?
Yeah, we're getting sponsored. We
Kerry
have
Gold.
Kerrygold butter. That's a great
I came
idea.
prepared wearing my helmet. It's kind of like a butter hat. So
You should probably wear that
I wore
more.
this
Rob.
here.
Yeah,
Switch it
Rob
out
pulled
for
up
my
on his bike. It was
Butter
hilarious.
Bros cap. Let's go.
Bro, that looks good.
It does look good, Rob.
Matches well.
Yeah, you look excellent. So we have a lot of hard-hitting news that we're going to hit. We're in the dead of the offseason, boys. The football season seems just light years away. So we're not going to get into too much football itself, maybe. Hopefully we'll, talk a bunch of shit. You already were kind of piling it on Scotty. I love that. We can get him some more. But we're going to hit a little bit of football. But before we do, we want to shout out Home. This is kind of a social club in Tampa, close enough to Rob's residence that he biked here, like he mentioned, which was really cool. Very close walking distance for Cameron Brate as well. So thank you, Home, for hosting us. What do you guys want to talk about? You want to start with the 2024 football season? Can we do that? Can we talk football?
You just said that we're not going to talk much.
We're gonna
football.
talk a
Now you're
little.
gonna start off with football.
Wait, we're going to talk about last season?
Yeah.
I like to look in the future. I don't look in the past.
See, that's why we were so successful in Tampa.
Yeah,
yes,
Cam.
exactly. Yep.
Fuck
in
the
tight end
past.
room,
Eyes
because he
on
just
the
Look
future.
forward. We never look backwards.
No regrets.
Unless
All
if our backs were feeling like, they were backwards.
Dang.
Which sometimes they did.
That was deep, dude.
That was
Wow.
deep. Yeah, we were both there before, Cam.
Oh,
So
'Cause
you
you got
feel
your-
me on that.
You got
I'll
your
be thinking
back
about
broke
that
off.
today.
Yeah.
Cameron Jordan from the Saints just fucking bending you over or what?
No, the other guy.
Demario Davis?
No, dude.
No.
Davenport?
Yeah,
Oh.
Davenport.
Oh, my God.
Dude, he just put his hand down and just teed off on me like 3 times. I'm like, I should.
My last season, that's pretty much when I knew it was over. Dude, that was one-on-one.
That was the moment.
Backside, he literally just drove me directly back to the quarterback after the handoff. Like, Tom was like 8 yards
On
behind.
what,
the
like an
line of
outside zone or
scrimmage.
something?
Yeah, away, dude. He took himself out of the play. He just drove me over.
I feel like we all have that moment where we're like, yeah, you got to retire. That was yours.
Yeah.
Did you have one, Rob? Was it losing to an injured Beau Allen in an 80-yard sprint
Well, I
at the
actually
Skyway?
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Bob.
I was waiting. for
So
that.
we were training in the off season, and I was going into my last year with the Buccaneers. It was actually I played one more season after that, so
Yeah.
Props to me. I mean, you were
Huge props
retired.
to
You
you.
should have been playing.
I was like recovering from an injury. Like I needed that.
And we
dude.
raced at Skyway. What was it, an 80-yard dash?
Yeah,
But you were way ahead of me from the beginning too. You beat me by like 10 yards,
I
and
was cooking.
I actually was kind of ashamed from it. I was like, maybe I shouldn't play this season. This guy who's recovering off of a quad surgery just beat me in an 80-yard dash. He's about 35 pounds heavier than me. He hasn't played in like 2 years. Maybe I shouldn't go back to the game of football, but you know me, I'm a grinder. And I knew Cam was going to be in the room as well. We weren't going to be looking backwards. Like, we're going to only look forward into the future. And it paid off. So you gave me the inspiration to keep going and keep working hard, Bo.
Nice.
I'm happy
Good job,
for that,
Bo.
brother.
Did you have fun your last year, Rob?
Did I have fun my last year? Absolutely. I had as much fun as I possibly could for not having fun.
Yep.
And the reason why I say not having fun is just due to the grind of football. It wasn't because of the guys that were around me or the organization. That was always the fun part. But it was just the grind of the game of football, man. It was brutal. Breaking 6 ribs in the third game, coming back, and then my back going out on me, trying to play in the game versus the New Orleans Saints, going out there with the most injured back and trying to play like 3 plays and just tapping myself out like, guys, I just shouldn't be out here, okay?
And I kept on going to
here.
Rob like, come on, man, you got this, dude. Because I was going to have to play like
You're like pumping
60
him up.
plays. I was like, Rob, you're fine, dude.
Yeah, Rob, we need you out there in the back of his head. Cam's like, I'm not trying to play 65 snaps. That's good.
I gave it my all.
Hey, Rob, this is a question I have for you. Okay, I briefly spent time in New England, right? But when I the whole buzz about like New England not being fun, was there a noticeable difference coming down to Tampa and being a part of a team like Tampa compared to coming from New England? Because 2 very different organizations at the time.
Yeah, 2 totally different. And you can, just being there for a year on the injured reserve list, you can probably back me up.
Patriots legend, dude.
He was there for a year. Biggest legend there. Signed with him with like what, $3 million, went on the IR and never played a snap.
Not one single snap.
And
How many practice snaps?
Absolute
Like
legend.
5.
Yeah.
5 practice.
Fans love you in New England, Bo. You should go back.
I
Sign
should.
some autographs. But it's definitely a complete 180. It's definitely way more laid back here in Tampa. When I got down here, you're kind of tense in that organization up in New England. I mean, it was a great thing, the whole 9 years that I was there. But like when you came down here, I would say it was more of a country club, type style, but we still work. There's no doubt, Cam. We went out to practice. We gave it all. But I'm talking like whole general atmosphere, just walking into the
Vibes in the building.
The vibes in the building, all that type of stuff. It was just way more laid back in Tampa, which was great. That's what I needed my last 2 years.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. What was Tom like in Tampa compared to in New England? A little looser as well, or was he the same Tom?
Yeah, depending on the day, you got New England Tom one day, and then all of a sudden the next day, it's like you got Tampa Tom, and it was like everything was just a free for all, and he let everything go, and then the next day, go boom, you got New England Tom screaming and yelling at everyone again. You're like, whoa, what the heck happened with Tom? I mean, what's going on?
Crazy. Like he kind of like set the vibe for the whole building.
Yes.
How he was, and dude, the New England Tom days, those were not fun.
It's that avocado tequila. You know what I mean? Tampa Tom drinking
That's
that
Tampa
shit.
Tom right there.
Yeah, exactly. That was the Super Bowl parade. I was thinking about the Super Bowl parade, okay, right? Because the Eagles won. I was in Philly for the first Super Bowl parade, Rob, because we beat your asses in Super Bowl 52. It was fucking awesome. But that was like one of my best memories of all time, right? Just the fucking Super Bowl parade. You've had 4 of them. Incredible. Cam, you had 1. Let's start with you. What is like, because we were reminiscing, we were, reliving the glory days, talking about the parade. I went and found like an old GoPro and found the footage, and it was awesome. I'd never looked at it before. And like, let's be honest, I was blacked out for a majority of the parade. Like, just let's call a spade here. But like, what's your favorite memory just from the Super Bowl or the Super Bowl parade? Because it's such a blur. Cam, you first.
I only look forward.
Get the fuck out of here. So you're looking forward to your next Super Bowl parade?
That's right, the next one. Yeah, dude. For us, it was like we didn't even know we were gonna have it till the day like it happened. Like we showed up to work that day and like thought it was like exit interviews, and then they were like, today's the parade.
Oh, surprise. And it's a boat parade.
Yeah. Dude, and like Ryan Jensen, I don't know why, but he gave everyone had a bottle of like Jack Daniels in their locker room. and we had like 2 hours before we were the buses were going to.
It's like a high school pregame.
So exactly, dude.
Yeah.
We were in the locker room like high school pregame, bumping music, just ripping shots. So yeah, by the time the parade happened, like it was a hot day. We'd already been drinking for a few hours, dude. It got pretty sloppy pretty quick. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I was like, you truly cannot have a more fun day than winning the Super Bowl and then having the parade. Like the best.
You can just get away with murder.
I can't wait till my next one. Looking forward.
Looking forward. Looking forward to all of our next. We'll probably be on the same team. You know, we'll sign with the Broncos like Rob was going to do.
Pickleball league parade.
Let's just have
Yeah.
like a.
Is that the next parade you're going to be?
Let's just have an anniversary,
yeah.
dude, for our Super Bowl parade.
Every year.
We don't have to tell.
Just run it back.
Yeah, just
hot Jack Daniels.
yeah.
Oh, I
in
got
the
a
locker
hot
room.
take here because I got to ask Cam about this because it has to do with the parade. Is that wherever I go, people are like, "Yo, what was it like to catch the trophy from Tom?" And I'm like, "Yo, I never caught the trophy when Tom threw the pass from boat to boat." And I'm like, "That was Cam," you know. So, like, what's your take on that, Cam? How did it feel to catch? This is what everyone asks. How did it feel to catch the trophy from Tom from one boat to the other? So, Cam, how did it feel?
Dude, great question.
It
Rob.
is a
question,
Yeah.
And everyone thinks it's me. Isn't that rude?
Yeah,
They're taking away from your legacy, Cam.
It's
That's,
okay.
that's BS, man.
yeah, that's right. Thank you, Rob, for sticking up for me. Yeah, dude, like I was just saying, you know, it's pretty wasted, dude.
He's
So,
such a cocksucker.
no. I was legit like that was like our like 3 on the boat probably. So like we were all pretty banged up at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So no recollection.
Honestly, no, none at all.
That's
But-
phenomenal. I love that.
But like I can like you know when you kind of like I kind of
Yeah,
remember
you
that
see the
looking
video,
at
you're
the
like,
pictures.
oh yeah, just a little
totally.
flashback.
No,
Yeah.
don't remember it at all. Yeah, which kind of sucks.
Well, I have a confession to make. I don't remember that happen either, and I don't remember about 85% of the parade either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna blame Ryan Jensen for bringing those bottles into the locker room 2 hours beforehand.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'll do it. What about previous parades for you, Rob? Is there like a defining moment for any of them? I mean, you won 4 Super Bowls. Man.
Yeah, I mean, the very first parade was definitely the best. I came, flying across the country. I was on Jimmy Kimmel like the 2 nights before, and then I was taking a commercial flight. It got delayed, so then I got in the night before at like 12, and I woke up and went right to the parade on like 4 hours of sleep, and then was like, oh, I'm not really going to drink. I already drank like 3 nights in a row after the Super Bowl, so I'm not going to do it at the parade, like what was I thinking? I'll never say that again. I'm not going to drink at a parade because you're automatically forced to drink. And I got there, and then people were just throwing shots up to me, beers, and then just started pounding. And it was one of the funnest adventures of my life. Was the very first parade in New England. It was just so cool and so surreal to see so many people come out and just flood the streets of Boston and just support us, and just to be able to dance and go wild and basically do whatever you want to do and not get in trouble for it is the coolest
Isn't that
thing.
usually how it goes
Coolest
for you?
thing ever. Yeah, but this was like to a whole nother level. I was hanging out of the duck boats, and my friend was holding on to me by my ankles, high-fiving the fans, high-fiving the police officers, taking my shirt off, all the good stuff. It was just fun. It was going to be – that was one I did not black out at either. So I got to remember the whole thing, so it felt really good. I was proud of myself.
Congrats, man. I'm proud of you, too.
Yeah.
I'm honestly a little impressed as well because I was blacked as shit at the parade. Couldn't imagine doing it any other way. The thing I remember the most is, like, I told this story on Greenlight Pod right before the Eagles Super Bowl, but, like, I had to piss so bad, and we're in these double-decker buses. They're not stopping. You're rolling through the parade. And so I pissed in this giant 7-Eleven like big gulp that was like 32 ounces, like filled the whole thing up. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this. So I open the door, go out and pour it into like a gutter on the sidewalk, and everyone is like screaming and cheering for me as I'm like literally pouring a gallon of piss down the drain. And it's like,
was that a career highlight?
It was a career highlight.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do anything wrong. I literally can't do anything wrong.
Dude, that's a good feeling.
But okay, going back to that Super Bowl, right? You guys played in Tampa. Like, how cool is that? Even though it was like COVID year, there's so much shit going on. Football felt very different. Life felt very different in 2020, just, with the pandemic and everything. But you guys still won the game in your home, on your home field. What was that like? because I was jealous. I was
Cam,
on
you can
IR
answer
watching.
this, 'cause that's truly your home field,
That's
man.
right,
You played your
Cam
whole
Rayfield.
career there at Raymond James,
so-
so you can answer this one, buddy.
What was thanks, Rob. So,
Good guy
what was-
like that.
what was sick about it was like I slept in my bed that night.
Yeah,
Like after the Super Bowl,
yeah.
we had the after party, and then Mike had rented out a bar right by my house.
Which bar?
What's it called? 717.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm zooming in on you right now. I've got control here.
So yeah, we were out till like 6:30, and I just walked home, slept on the couch for like 2 hours, and then went back out.
I mean, yeah. So I was on IR because I was rehabbing that quad injury that we talked about a little bit, and I was basically just partying vicariously through you guys, like pretending like I was still on the team.
You were a Super Bowl champ.
Honorary.
Yeah.
I was just telling everyone I was Jetson.
You do.
No, don't fucking.
You
say
guys
that.
kind of acted
you
like
do.
too, though.
Anyway, Rob, what did you think of playing in Tampa? Like, still pretty cool, even though I guess maybe not as much of a home field advantage for you as Cam, who played here longer.
No, it was really cool and it was special. And it felt like a packed stadium, even though it was only like 25,000 people, and then there was like 25,000
cardboard
cutouts.
Yeah, like the Wii Sports cutout.
That was the most amount of fans we had all year,
Yeah.
I think, at a game.
Yeah.
So it was cool. The atmosphere felt there. I mean, it was loud still, even with a half packed stadium. And like Cam said, being able to sleep in your own bed the night before a Super Bowl game is really unique. Usually you're getting bed checked, especially in New England.
Yep.
That was the difference in New England as well. Is like it's 10:30 p.m. I'm like a 10-year vet, and they're like bed checking me, making sure that I'm in my bed. I'm gonna get fined if I'm not. But here in Tampa, they're like, "Oh, you're a vet. You're good. You can go home and sleep in your own bed the night before." And I'm like, "Well, trust me, I'm not going out. I'm in my 30s now, so I'll be sleeping in my own bed, which is cool. You know, you just feel like you're at home, and you just literally just pull up to the stadium, and it's like in your backyard, and just play the game.
It's really cool.
And to be the first team to do that, to go to the Super Bowl and win it in your home stadium, we made history. And that's what it's all about. That's what made that season that much more special. We made history with Scotty Miller on the roster, Mr. Butterfingers.
Rob is just looking for any excuse to shit talk Scotty. I love that.
I mean, he's still living off that year. I mean, that catch when we played Green Bay Packers, and he had that 50-yard bomb from Tom.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a great catch.
30 seconds.
That's the
left
thing
in
I don't
second
understand. Right before the
first
half,
dude.
Yeah.
It was the all-time horrible play.
what
by
the fuck were
Packers.
they doing on defensively?
There was 8 seconds left. Dude,
Yeah.
Sky scored with like 2 seconds left in the half.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got the ball back too after that, right?
I mean, good thing he
Yeah.
made that
Yeah.
catch. It made his whole career.
Scotty Miller, shout
Dude,
out. Great
Scotty
player.
Miller.
Scotty's
love
looking
you, buddy.
forward. He's looking forward only, dude.
Yeah, he's looking forward only. Okay, we got
Pittsburgh Steelers. If there's 8 seconds left, put in Scotty Miller. Hey, I asked him to come on today, and he told us that this would be the lamest thing he's ever done. in
He's
his
working
life, so
really hard.
That's why I'm going
he's
at
grinding, bro. He's getting ready
grinding,
for
Yeah.
2025.
him. Yeah.
He's about to take DK Metcalf's job. All right.
No, George Pickens' job.
Yes, exactly. All right,
Both
Gronk.
of them.
This is a question I love asking people. Did a bunch of interviews like with legends over Super Bowl week in New Orleans. You're a fucking great player. Hall of Fame tight end, best tight end of all time. You've made a lot of unbelievable plays in your career. What is the worst football rep you've ever had?
Oh, I've had plenty of those, but the very worst football rep I've ever had. Are we talking practice or game time?
Just, I feel like for me, the bad reps stick out more than anything.
Well-
like those are the ones you remember. So whichever one comes to mind. I'm not going to talk about the Miracle in Miami. If
Well,
that's
I forgot about that one. But let's just ask Cam, because Cam's a guy that remembers every bad rep that someone else has, and he just kind of just goes all in on you with it. So there's already like 5 reps in Cam's mind that he can actually just bring it up, and I'll be like, oh, I
would
remember
never
that.
do that to Rob. But I
What?
will say, so Rob took a year off football, right? And then he came to Tampa, and we were throwing that offseason at Berkeley.
Oh, yeah.
And it was Rob's first time running routes in probably 16 months. And, dude, he was legit horrible. Dude.
You're going to let him talk about you like this?
He was awful.
It's true.
He was so slow. Dude, it looked like he'd never played football.
How bad did you feel?
We had those things on us at track. Your
The
speed,
catapults.
distance.
Yeah.
And I literally my top speed I think was like 16.2 that day.
we were
It's
looking at
awful,
it.
dude.
We were looking at it
Awful.
after, and everyone was like saying their top speeds, and Rob got like real quiet, dude. And it was the first time any of us had met Rob. Yeah.
Yeah, and
But
Cam,
no, but-
and Cam brought it up like, "Hey Rob, what was your top speed?" Because he saw
Yeah,
that
he was
16.2.
fucking. He
And
knew.
I
he
remember
was
Chris
slow.
Godwin was like, "Yo, stop that, Cam." Yeah, I didn't know Cam was such a troll.
He's
No,
a fucking troll.
I
yeah.
told
Couple weeks
Rob,
into it.
dude, no, it's broke, dude.
Yeah.
It's broken.
Yeah. You gotta jiggle the catapult around. You know what
It was
I
just
mean?
day one. You're gonna get faster.
You
You're,
got-
you're not used to running routes. You haven't
got a
done
lot
it in
better.
a while.
You got a lot
But
better that
I would
season.
say one of my worst reps though was my second year in the league.
Time out. Just so you know, we're gonna find this rep and pull it up. So
All right.
please go
well,
ahead.
It's way in the stack.
We'll
because
find
it's
it.
From 2012, we were playing the Dallas Cowboys, and I had an outside zone play on DeMarcus Ware, and I stepped. You know how you got to step as a tight end, like open up to be able to get his outside shoulder.
Cam doesn't know how to block, so
No, Cam doesn't know that. Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
That's a technique, Cam. When you're blocking and you got to get, you got to seal the outside. It was 39 toss.
Do you
You
ever
got to open up.
take a charge?
You know, take a charge doesn't work in football.
Oh shit!
But actually, that would work
Not
better
unless
for
you're a
you
quarterback.
than your style of blocking. But I stepped, opened up, and DeMarcus Ware just came flying off the ball. Well, let me tell you, I was pretty tired this rep too. This was like my 50th rep of the game. I already had a couple catches. I think I was sick the night before. So let me just put all that in
yeah,
there.
definitely.
So I stepped, and DeMarcus Ware, he's a Hall of Fame player. He just shot right off the ball, right underneath my pads. I had no leverage, and he just drove me backwards about 6 yards and literally just tossed me to the side and just tackled the running back on the sweep, on the 39 toss sweep left. And it was about a 6 yard loss as well.
Tough.
That's like the worst feeling when you totally mess up a block and your guy makes the play like immediately before the play gets started,
Mhm.
and you're just standing there watching it happen.
There's nothing. you
All
can do.
time, like low.
All
feeling
you can
like
do, it's like a kicker missing a field goal. You just put your head down and you just try not to look anywhere.
that.
You're
Sometimes I grab my
Yeah.
hamstring. Like,
Oh fuck.
like, hold something.
That's like for us. That's the equivalent of like you miss a tackle and it goes for like 50.
But like the thing
It's
is,
so
like
bad.
that happens so fast too. Like, but like on defense, I feel like the defensive players realize that, especially like watching film the next day.
Yeah,
I feel like when you're watching a game and someone just misses a block, you're just like,
it's very obvious.
that guy's an
Yeah.
asshole.
But if you
Like,
miss a tackle or you get like trucked,
Yeah.
it's a bad feeling. Thankfully, as a nose guard, you're not in space that much. It's not as evident when you're, when you're not doing your job. But I'm gonna look up that clip, Rob.
Mhm.
Thankfully, you had a lot of other great clips to
I
make
think
up
it was
for
in
that.
the third quarter.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll find that. We'll find
Actually, it was in overtime.
that.
I think it was overtime, but it was in overtime. Keep looking for it, Bob.
I'm gonna find it, brother. What else did I want to talk to Robbie G about? Oh God, this is something I absolutely have to know about.
right.
Cam and I were talking about this pre-show. We're gonna go back in the memory banks for this one a little bit. I'm actually gonna pull it up as I'm describing it. But 2006, Ohio State University played Michigan,
Mhm.
and I'd actually never seen this photo before. Our producers brought it up, and I sent it to Cam because it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. This fucking photo of you
Mhm.
on the sideline at Ohio State is truly one of the greatest photos of all time.
Well, this
You-
is
you
a
even
special,
need to look
this
at
is
it?
a special moment, Bo. I already knew what photo you're going to bring up. This is a special moment because you're the first person to ever ask me about this photo. Even though this photo has surfaced the internet
No
like
way,
50
actually?
different times. Yes, you're the very first person to ask me about it.
Please tell me in
So,
detail what is going through your mind
I
in this
went-
photo.
To Ohio State for a visit. It was kind of like 2 hours away because I went to Pittsburgh my senior year for high school to play some ball down there. So Ohio State was recruiting me. That's when I was running like 18.8 miles per hour, not
Yeah.
16.2. I don't even know how I played those last 2 years. I don't even think, Cam, I went above 16.2 miles per hour.
you had a couple plays where you were really fast.
Yeah, just a couple. I think I hit 17, just a couple, but I don't know how I
Quick
did.
timeout. Want to know my top in-game speed?
Yeah, let's hear it.
17.9.
Oh, that's not bad.
And you want to know why that happened?
Dude, that was not my fault.
Because
That was-
Cam Brate, the tight end, the wing on field goal, got an extra point blocked against the Falcons, and my fat ass had to run 80 yards downfield to make a tackle.
Well, you should thank Cam
Yeah.
for hitting
Yeah,
your
you're
top
welcome,
speed.
dude.
Yeah, thanks,
You're welcome.
Cam.
That was the
Yeah.
last rep I ever
That's
took
a-
on field goal.
That's a good
Yeah.
guy.
They subbed me out mid-game.
You want to know my last rep on field goal is when I was the wing as well. I stepped back and then stepped back again and put my hand out, and Sergio Brown ran into my hand and bent it backwards, and that's when I broke my forearm.
Yep.
was
That
my last rep on
sucks,
field
dude.
goal.
Getting hurt on special teams.
Yeah.
Sucks.
On field goal block as the wing.
Oh.
Yike. Okay, sorry. I need to hear about this photo because no one has ever asked you about it.
Mm-hmm.
We got distracted. We're doing an ADD pod today, courtesy of Beau and Rob. Cam's just fucking trying to hang on.
He went to Harvard. There's no such thing as
Yeah.
ADD when you go to Harvard.
Exactly.
That means
So, Rob,
you're
please,
focused at all
please
times.
tell us about this photo because it's fucking hysterical.
Yes. All right. So I go to Ohio State for a visit. I think it was right after my season in high school. So I'm freelancing. I don't have to worry about getting back, and being on point. So my two friends as well, my two very good friends, they went to the Ohio State University and they're a year older than me. So they were already in college. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'm going to take a visit to Ohio State and go out with my buddies the night before and then go to the game. And we go out to like 2, 3 a.m. to some frat houses, playing beer pong, all that good stuff. I'll just say I was drinking water because I was only 18 years old at the time. So it was just water, but I
Right.
was feeling good off the water.
Yeah.
And we were walking down the street. I think we got in 2 fights as well. We threw a couple haymakers. Yeah.
Wow.
My friend was getting demolished. I came over and cleaned this guy up. And then I was almost, getting demolished as well. He came back and cleaned them up for me. So we had a little brawl, as well, which was fun. That's the whole, point of these visits
Yep,
as well.
that's the whole
see-
point.
Yeah, that's
type
the
of
class.
mess-
Recruiting
what
visits
type
at
of
Ohio
mess you can
State.
get into. And this was
Yeah.
before the
Yeah.
cameras. This was right before. So I'm glad I got it out of my system.
Yeah.
All that good stuff like that. So, and then wake up and I'm feeling like a disaster. Go to the game and someone takes a picture of me looking like that. So all that water that I drank got me feeling like that. And then next thing you know, the picture just took off and went all over the internet. After I made it big in the NFL, it didn't go big until after I made it. So
I mean, this is a phenomenal photo.
that's the background behind that picture. That's the background story.
Did you have to talk to anyone from Ohio State that day?
I mean, I just went to the game. You know how the recruiting visits go. You just shake the coach's hands. They're really busy, so it's just a quick interaction. And I remember there was one fan that knew me. He's like, yo, Rob Grabowski, you got to come to Ohio State. I'm like, Gronkowski.
That was your alter ego for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Grabowski just drinking water, fighting dudes, and
Mm-hmm.
having a great time at the horseshoe, man. Well, that's the hard hitting
that place,
stuff.
though, man.
I hate that place. dude.
Really? I love the Ohio State University. I was
Nah,
shocked with how nice that place was. Like the football, locker room, this, what is it? Football.
the atmosphere, the
Facilities.
facilities.
Yeah, the facilities,
you,
the
Rob.
weight room, the fields, all that good stuff. I was like, man, this place would be dope to play at. But I my heart and my love was at the University of Arizona.
Well, they don't have any pool parties at Ohio State,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
Beer
bro.
pong and brawls, brother.
How about Cam going to Harvard and I was his hero when he was in college.
Is that true, Cam?
Cam, was I? Come on. So, because you're like 3 years younger
to
than
say,
me.
To
So,
say you were my
so how
hero's a
did you look
stretch.
up to me when you were in college?
I had-
Or were you
I
like,
could
that
go
guy's
through-
a good tight end, but he's an idiot? Like, how did you view me when you were in college? I want an honest answer.
I would never think you're an idiot, Rob.
I
you're a
thought
smart
I was
guy.
an idiot.
I think you're sometimes an idiot, Rob.
Yeah, see?
Love
You're
it,
one of
though.
the best
Sometimes.
analysts I've ever seen. So I did have a Gronk jersey, but
Wow.
I will say it was from China. So you didn't get $3 from NFLPA from me.
It doesn't matter. You were in college. You couldn't afford the real
I
jersey.
couldn't afford the real
Yeah.
jersey.
Yeah, you
But I
were
wore it
just
with pride.
representing me.
I wore it with pride.
Did you wear it to parties?
I wore it to jersey parties. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
In college.
You
Oh,
know?
yeah. Wow.
You
I
just
didn't
hit
know
my
that.
heart, Cam. I didn't know you wore my jersey. in
I did,
college.
Rob. I had
Yeah,
a jersey.
wow.
Wait, no, Rob. I sent you a picture when I was because my parents moved a couple years ago. We were cleaning out
They
my
found
room.
the jersey.
I found my jersey, my
You need-
Gronk jersey.
No
I
way.
donated it. So someone out there
Now
somewhere.
that he knows me, he's donating that
Yeah, he's like,
shirt.
fuck this.
He's like, I hang him
He's
this
just got
Oh,
jersey parties in college. Cam was telling everyone he was you. I'm Rob
He
Gronkowski.
probably finally got some ladies. In college. I mean, you got no problem now, but I'm talking in college. You probably.
I'm married.
And that
Rob.
helped you.
All right,
married,
yo,
Rob.
All right,
boys.
well, we won't bring up the college stories.
We got to focus. Speaking of college, Rob, you played for Bill for what, 9 years?
Yes.
He is now the head coach at UNC. First of all, did you ever think you'd see him coach in college?
No. That would have never been on my bingo card.
Right.
Mm-mm.
What's on your bingo card?
Oh, just trying to break down games for next year as an analyst. That's on my
He's
bingo
looking
card.
forward.
Just
He's
every
looking
team,
forward.
All 32 teams
You've
are
been
on my
watching a lot
bingo
of
card.
film.
No college teams.
Yeah.
That's right.
A lot of film. I
As-
watch a lot of film, Cam, didn't I?
more than Cam? Cam watches
Way
every
more.
fucking game.
Every day. I brought my iPad home and watched the game, the practices, everything.
Probably more film now than you watched when you were playing, right?
Mhm.
Like, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, what
Yeah,
advice, Rob, what advice would you have for, like, if you're a freshman getting recruited to play at UNC, you played for Bill for almost a decade. What advice would you have for them?
For the freshmen that are there.
Or anybody who's, about to be coached by Bill Belichick for the first time?
Take it in. Take in his coaching points. Bill's not going to lead you to a direction that's going to be misinformed.
Yeah.
You know, he's always going to lead you in that direction that will help you out in the future. There's no doubt about that. Out on the football field, we're talking. I'm not sure if coach is going to be telling them to go to class or and whatnot. He wants them to be the best football player that they can possibly be. He's going to teach you the right techniques. He's going to teach you the right schemes. He's going to put you in the best situations to succeed as a player too. So don't go against what he's saying. If you don't understand what he's saying at that moment, try to understand what he's saying and take it all in and just try to grow from it every single day. And Coach Belichick, he knows his football inside and out better than any other coach that I've ever been around, hands down. And just to be taught by him at such a young age, 18, 19, 20 years old, that's going to help you out big time in the future. So take it all in.
Yeah, I mean,
You learn more from Bill than Rick?
Mm-hmm. I love Rick. Rick, dude. Cam, you're just trying to start trouble.
Yeah, Cam's a troll.
Coach,
Cam's talking about the tight end coach
position
for the
coach.
Tampa Bay
I'm talking
Buccaneers.
just
Just so we all
overall, general football, Coach Belichick, it was like situational football and all that coach would teach you.
It's
and
actually really
go out to the practice field. It was overall an organizational coaching that Coach Belichick would do. And Coach Rick was great. Dude, I love Coach Rick. And
So
he
do
texts
I.
me all the time, and he tells me I'm a great analyst every other week.
Yeah.
So do
and I
though.
appreciate that.
Rob,
Coach
I
Rick.
also tell you you're a great
Yeah,
analyst.
with a smirk on your face.
I think you're an analyst, Rob.
Yeah. This is fun. I'm gonna have a big confidence boost when I leave here. I'm the best analyst on the planet.
All right, hey, let's talk about your work for Fox. All right, we got a couple retired guys. I'm actually going to an NFL media and broadcast boot camp here in like 2-3 weeks.
Oh, well, just come hang
Out
out
in
with me.
LA.
You don't even have to go there.
Yeah, well, that's what we're doing right now. What kind of tips do you have for Beau Allen, who's about to go to this NFL broadcast boot camp?
Well, what's your goal? What are you trying to get out of it?
Next, Rob.
I'm trying to be the next Rob Gronkowski on Fox.
All right.
What do you got for
Well,
me?
you just show up. You motherfucker. And you just pull something out of your ass when you get there. No, it's about preparation a little bit. No doubt. I mean, we get the questions beforehand, a day or two beforehand. So it's about preparing those questions, and preparing to know what you're, the subjects that you're going to talk about, what player you're going to be talking about, what team you're going to be talking about, and just coming up with a broad answer that relates. This is why I'm a good analyst, Cam. I'm not trying to impress you, Cam. You know the game of football in and out. I'm trying to just teach the game of football to a fourth grader that doesn't know anything about the game of football. So what a tackle is, I'm just trying to explain it in a very broad way. I'm not trying to go in depth with details and try to, sound like I'm spectacular out on that broadcast field. I'm just trying to explain it to someone that truly doesn't know the game of football and that they can relate to me and understand it just through the relations that I'm talking.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
keep
you're-
it broad,
you're
keep
great
it
at that.
general.
Cam, what do you got to say about that?
I think you're great at that. You relate. Like, you really don't have to change character to relate to the fourth graders.
Thank you.
I fucking knew it was coming.
Thank you.
I'm just kidding, Rob.
Thank you.
You have a unique style as an analyst, but it's great. I love watching you on TV.
Bring a smile to my face every time.
This year, and I'm going to give Cam a shout out. And he's not going to be expecting.
What about Scotty?
Scotty, I'm still waiting for him to make a play so I can highlight it.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make a lot of plays.
He is. I'm a believer in Scotty Miller. I really am.
Same.
I fucking love Scotty.
He dissed us coming on the potty, so that would be the worst idea ever. So that's why I'm grilling him.
Yeah,
chairs over there.
Fuck Scotty.
Empty chair for Scotty.
Yeah, Rob said it's important. You said it's important to know all the players when you're an analyst and be prepared. Like Rich Russo, one of the greatest tight ends in the history of the NFL.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, great player.
Tight end.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got me pretty good. So there's always a 600, they call it, and it's you only do it if you have enough time on the show. So like the week before, we hit the 600 and it was live, and then like the week before that, we had no 600. So you're not really sure if you're gonna have a 600 or not. That's the last segment of the show, and all of a sudden we finished the show, and they're like, no, we still got some time. We got a 600, and I was like, oh, all right. I was like, I don't really know what we're going to talk about. I'll just sit back. They're going to probably take it over. And then all of a sudden, they just start hitting me with that. Rich Russo, that he's playing. He's going to be the starting tight end. They were throwing me off. He has 3 fingers. And he's going to, beast for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sitting there like, I never heard this guy before. Yeah. And in my mind, I'm like, should I even be here? Should I even be an analyst? I don't even know this tight end on the Dallas Cowboys. But you want to know who came through for me was Ferguson, because Ferguson was having a breakout year that year.
Yeah, Wisconsin guy.
Yes. Yeah, Wisconsin guy. Woohoo! yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. And he was making plays that year, and he kind of reminded me of myself a little bit, but faster than running a 16.2 mile per hour route. And I was like, this guy's got some game, at the tight end position. He was making plays. So I just kept referring the situation. Hey, and I've been in dual tight end situations plenty of times before. Like with you, Cam, we were dual tight ends out on the field. We were a duo out there. So, Rich Russo will be great, but the guy on that field that is making the plays at the tight end position is Ferguson. So I just kept going back to what I knew. Ferguson this, Ferguson that, and they're going to be a great duo out there out on the field. So that's kind of what I just kept referring to, and I felt like I came out pretty clean.
You did.
2, 1. All right, we're on the air.
All right, later today, it's America's Game of the Week, and it's one you don't want to miss. The Dallas Cowboys go for their 6th win in a row, and right now they take on a Buffalo Bills team that I guess, Jay, there's some breaking news.
I just got a phone with Mike McCarthy, and you guys know how big of a weapon Rich Russo is for that team, right? As a tight end.
They just activated him, right?
They just activated him. They didn't know if he's going to be able to play today. They think he's good to go, not only today, but they are going to put him heavily into that game plan. Expect a lot of Rich Russo.
That's big because Russo is a complete game changer. He takes so much pressure off Dak, takes so much pressure off the run game. Great blocker, great receiver, red zone threat.
Now you can't focus on
I thought it was a stretch. They were talking about Tony Gonzalez. They were talking about Gronk. I don't think he's Gronk.
Gronk, where do you list Russo as, like, among the tight ends, playing today at least?
He's been out for a little bit, so he might be a little rusty coming back, but I think they're going to give him the opportunities, that's for sure. But also they got Ferguson as well. They're going to be a 1-2 combo.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Ferguson has been the guy because Russo's been hurt. You got to admit, with Russo coming back, it just changes their offense.
Yeah, but Ferguson has been showing that he's the guy right now. They're going to still feed Ferguson.
He's the only guy in the league that has 2 fingers missing on his right hand. That's why he's been out, and he's back now.
So is that going to affect him when he's catching a pass?
Yes. I don't know. You tell us. You're the guy.
I don't know. I still have all 5 of my fingers.
But you know what?
No, you're the tight end.
You have 10.
But all 10 of my fingers. All 5 on each hand, all right? All 5 on each hand, Terry, okay?
All right, this is a joke. Rich Russo does not play for the Dallas Cowboys.
I was wondering.
For you.
Is that live? I was wondering, like, in my mind, like, I was going to say, right when it was done, I was going to say, guys, I never heard of Rich Russo in my life. Never heard of him in my life.
Yeah.
You reframe the question, dude. That's what you're going to learn at boot camp.
There you go.
Reframe the question.
Yeah, talk about what you want to talk about. What you want to talk about.
Sure what the real answer is.
Got it. Reframe the question. All right, let me reframe a question for you guys right here. See, that's called the transition in the industry.
Yeah, Rob, take notes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is what I want to ask you guys. we talked a little bit about what it's like to be retired. We're all washed as shit. All right, we're done playing.
Are you sure? I can still run 16.2 miles.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can.
I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
So I've been washed for a long time.
Me too, honestly. Puka Nacua recently came out and said he wanted to retire at the age of 30. Is that people were shocked about this because obviously there's a lot of good football left. But like you said earlier, like when you're fucking done, you kind of know. You know what I mean? Do you think that that's a shame to like retire to it? Like, look at Aaron Donald. You know what I mean? I feel like he left. He had at least 5 amazing years left.
Yeah, he did.
2-part question here. One, do you kind of frown on guys who like state that like, hey, I'm going to retire before I'm 30? And 2, you have to play in 2025. How many snaps could you give? Go.
Well, how many snaps could I give? What position?
Tight end.
Oh shit. Blocking 0.
Well, that's nothing new, Cam.
You can do the charge technique, Cam.
No, I could still run a choice. I could still run, like the 5-yard route. No question.
The hook route.
No
route.
yak. I'll get not that different. No
route.
yak.
Like Trav.
Yeah, no yak. Fall forward for 7, but
Yep.
I would need a couple plays off.
Well, I'm kind of different. You're kind of like, that's your knack. I kind of like need to stay in motion.
You do. Yeah.
Once an object is in motion, it tends to stay in motion.
Who said it? Whose law?
Newton?
Let's go. Which one?
Isaac Newton?
Yeah, which law?
Oh, law number 69. Just transition that question right there.
Yeah,
right there. See?
rephrase it.
So
I love that.
You're learning, Bo.
Yeah, that's smart.
What law? What law is that?
I think it's
I was
third
going
law.
like this down
Third.
low. I don't think you can
It's
see
the
it.
third.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm impressed if you guys both know
I was
that.
giving you the Rich Russo down here.
Yeah, that is his number.
Yeah. It's not number 69.
Okay, but we didn't answer your first question.
Yeah,
at
do you
all.
think, because personally for me, like I was always going to play as long as I could, right? Because I knew I was going to end with a devastating injury. Like I just knew
it was your fate?
It was my fate. It was written. So I always think it's interesting when guys who are especially like in the prime of their career, they're stars, they have a lot of good football left. They kind of state that they, want to be done at a certain time. Do you? I don't know. I think that's maybe a me thing. I was just kind of curious to see how you guys.
I also think that's like a future you problem. So you're like, I'll be done in like, what is he, like 23 or 24?
Yes,
he's
he's
giving himself
24.
like 7 more years
Yeah.
before that decision comes up. But I mean, I think it gets hard if like you love the game and you're feeling healthy still and like you can still play. Like I think it would probably be hard for him to do that at 30.
Yeah.
But then like you look at a guy like Aaron Donald who was incredible, like truly unblockable, even till the end. And so he definitely could have kept playing, but I guess if you don't have the passion or you want to do something else, like, no, I don't disrespect a person at all for doing that. Like, I don't think I could have done it.
Yeah.
Like Father Time got me.
Yeah.
But like, if I was still a great player having fun, like,
right.
I think it would be really hard to give up.
I agree.
Do you think you should have played that last year in Tampa?
I had to.
Yeah. How much fun did you have?
That was not a very fun year for the Buccaneers. That year was like
fun throwing it back at.
I think everyone got done with that year in the building. It was like, all right, I'm done with football, dude.
Yeah. How many catches did you have?
I have absolutely no idea.
How many yards?
I don't know.
How many touchdowns?
I had 0, but then I had 1 in the playoffs.
And then how many games did you even play?
Not that many.
Yeah. You sounded like Bo in your last season on the IR the whole time.
Yeah, I did more than 5 practice plays. So.
You guys are on my podcast, all right?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Bo.
You got to be nice to me. I gave you bucket hats.
Sorry.
We're sorry.
But no, I didn't play a single snap for New England. They paid me like a lot of money. So it's pretty cool. Took a sick headshot, though. Check that out. It's really cool.
Yeah, you did.
What else did I want to talk to you guys about? Okay. We're going to wrap here pretty soon. Cam had 11 games, 20 catches, 174 yards, 1 catch for 3 yards and a TD in the playoffs.
Dude, it was more than 3 yards in the playoffs.
That's not what my sources are indicating to me.
Check the film, dude.
Check the tape.
Who was that versus? The Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, it was probably like 8 yards.
8 yards.
Because I had to, it was...
It's 8 yards. Stat and research fuck up. Nice.
Yeah,
good job,
dude.
Cam. Yeah.
Thank you. It was Tom's last touchdown pass.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That's
what we're calling Coop's College Fund.
Coop's College Fund.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If there's any buyers out there.
Put
I'll
in some.
donate.
You're just gonna donate. You're not gonna get the football. You just want to donate to Cooper's College Fund. Thank you, Rob.
I'm gonna stroke a check over.
Thank you, Rob. Stroke it though. Make sure you stroke it. Stroke it my way, dude.
All right, guys.
Stroking the signature. Here you go. Here you go, Cam.
We've talked about looking ahead a little bit. All right, we're a ways off from the 2025 season. What are we kind of looking forward to the most for 2025 season? Let's start with Bob. What are you looking forward to the most for
I'm
2025?
looking forward to see if the New England Patriots are the real deal or not. I mean, it's rare when a team goes out and signs 10 free agent guys. Yeah, they had the salary cap money, but to sign that many guys and then actually compete for a championship and compete for first place in their division. You've seen it plenty of times, especially with the Eagles. Remember, I think this was right before your heyday. I'm not sure if you're on the team or not. In like 2013 or whatever, they went and got the Dream Team. Were you on it?
No, that was before me.
Yeah, it was before you. And there was just all this hype because they went out and got so many free agents and, they're going to be the best team in the league and they're going to the Super Bowl. And then they didn't even make the playoffs. Yep. And you've seen it plenty of times that you got to now you look at the Eagles and they're strong. They have a strong base because they got guys that they drafted, guys that have been in the organization. Yeah. They got stable players there, and that's what makes them great is to be able to draft instead of just going to free agency to grab guys. But that's what the New England Patriots are doing. They just went and got about 8 starters right off the streets, in free agency. And that doesn't mean that they're going to mesh well. That doesn't mean that they're going to compete. So I'm interested to see if Mike Vrabel can get them all on the same page to be able to mesh them and see if they can go out and win the division, especially with the Buffalo Bills in the division, or if they don't win the division, if they can still make the playoffs. So very interested in that, and to see how Stephon Diggs does. I mean, they just signed him last night to be the number 1.
How much money did you
receiver?
Get?
He got 3 years, $69 million. He's a hero. Yeah, I'm a big Stephon Diggs fan now. Yeah,
you might have to get a jersey, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get a jersey with his contract. I'm back as a jersey.
3 for $69.
Yeah. And then just to see how he does as well, being 31 years old, coming off an ACL, having a young quarterback, just very interested. The Bucs, I feel like, are going to be the Bucs again this year. They're going to be right in the mix of it. They're going to have a playoff team. Can they get over the hump in the playoff is what it's all about with them.
Let me tell you what I am looking forward to a lot in 2025, and that is the Giants quarterback room.
The best.
I cannot wait to see the media off, the personalities. I played with both these quarterbacks.
The Jesus off, dude.
The Jesus off. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and then the backup,
Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito. I can't wait. I cannot wait to see just kind of how this unfolds. Is it going to be a true quarterback battle? It's a big media market, obviously, in New York. I just cannot wait to see the storylines. I can't wait to see Jameis do his thing. It's going to be fucking awesome. That's what I'm stoked for.
I feel bad for that coach, the QB coach, dude, trying to
Dayball?
No, the QB coach.
Oh, the QB coach.
Whoever that is. I mean, just 2 really alpha leaders.
Yeah.
But both very unique in how they lead.
Both all very genuine in their way.
Totally.
You know what I mean? But
totally.
They're just 2 individuals that are just fucking amazing.
Kind of although they share some similarities, they're kind of opposite ends of the spectrum in their leadership approach. So no, that is going to be amazing. Are you going to ask me what I'm excited about?
Cam, what are you looking forward to? We've been talking a lot about looking forward. What are you looking forward to football-wise, 2025?
You know what he's going to say. He's looking forward to my analyzing. Plus my balls even more.
Yeah.
Was
that is
right?
something I'm really excited about.
All right.
Plus your commercial appearances. I never get sick
I
of
saw a
those.
good pizza one.
I'm really good at those, actually.
Yeah, they don't honestly, I feel like they should put more in the games. There's not enough.
You want to know why I'm good at those? Because I get 50 takes. That's why I'm good at those commercials. That's why I thrive.
Yeah, no, you do a great job in those.
I'm excited to see Rob miss another extra point at the halftime of the Super Bowl.
Kick of destiny.
What do you 0 for 3?
No, actually, I went 0 for 2, and then they gave it to the Manning brothers this year.
I will say the one year, I think it was the first year, the wind was a huge factor.
It was an excellent kick. Had the height, had the distance. It could have probably made it from 40.
Did it have the girth?
No, it didn't have the girth, or else it would have went through. But yeah, it was the wind. It blew it wide left.
Yeah, man.
Tough. Okay, Cam, what are you actually looking forward to in 2025?
I'm looking forward to sitting on my couch and watching Red Zone for 7 hours every Sunday.
Dude, I don't get how you love Red Zone like that.
I just love watching football.
I get that, but I like to see the flow of the game.
I have Red Zone and then regular.
Yeah. But I do the quad box, and then I do Red Zone on my iPad.
See, the quad box is like too small.
Yeah.
It's too hard for me to focus on that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, dude, the NFL's the best, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just excited. I mean, I'm excited. I'm a huge Bucs fan, so
right.
You know, they have pretty much everyone back from last year.
Yeah.
Kind of injuries slowed them down. I think they'll probably add some pieces in the draft on defense.
Yeah.
But man, just
how excited are you for Chris Godwin re-signing in Tampa? Like we all give each other a lot of shit here. We have a lot of respect for each other, a lot of respect for other players. I just want to make that very clear. Like, we give each other a hard time because it's fun. That's what we do. It's kind of how we fucking.
That's what gets you through.
Exactly.
It really does.
Yeah. We want to give some guys some love too, because we've been shitting on Scotty, Gronk, and Beau and Cam, but like, I want to give Chris some love because he's a fucking unbelievable player, and I'm so happy to see him sign back in Tampa. And I think it's a good
player, better guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, dude,
That's
Chris is the best. Such a good football player, like truly good at everything. His rookie year, we had D-Jack, we had signed Mike, a couple other guys. So Chris didn't play a ton of receiver till the end of the year. And so he was a gunner on special teams, and he was unbelievable.
Dude, he's a fucking physical, like, he plays so hard.
So hard.
And I respect that so much.
He is just so consistent in what he does. And, a couple unfortunate injuries the past few years, but, like, I know he could have signed elsewhere.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, he recognizes the unique situation in Tampa, playing with Mike, playing with the quarterback that trusts him and who he has a relationship with. So, man, I mean, it's huge for the Bucs. Like, dude, he is like, him and Levante are like, you got Chris on offense, Levante on defense, are like the perfect football players.
Yeah. Cornerstones.
Selfless, great leaders.
Good dudes.
So big for the Bucs to get him back.
Yeah. Well, cool, guys. We hit on a lot of topics. Anything that we want to touch on before we wrap here?
Yeah, I mean, you're 2-0 versus me. You won a Super Bowl versus me, Beau, and then you beat me in a race, 80-yard dash. Actually, you smoked me in the race. But I recently had a victory over you, man. I haven't played pickleball in over a year, and this is including Scotty Miller. So Scotty Miller and we lost to Beau and his dad last year.
Yep.
And then so you were actually 3-0 versus me in your lifetime.
Yep.
But I haven't played now in a year. Scotty and I showed back up last week. Beau literally plays every other day for 4 hours. Haven't even swung a paddle. And we take down Beau and his dad, Scotty and I, in the first game. What was it? 11.
It was a game 1 of 1.
And absolutely dominated them, though. And I was on fire. I was hitting every shot to the tee. And I haven't played in a year. And Beau literally looked stiff as a board, dude. It looked like Beau, took my my speed time, my route speed time.
Came right from the gym. Straight from the gym to the court. Your boy was hurt.
Awful.
Yeah.
Looked awful.
Rob was hitting these shots. Like, I'd hit him at his feet, and he would hit it from behind him, and it would just float perfectly over the net. Like, I'd be like, God damn it. Yeah.
I was on fire.
Let's run it back, Rob.
Happy for you, Rob. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sir.
Yep.
Thank you. Just proud of myself.
We'll have to play some more pickleball. Maybe we can get Scotty on the podcast when we make it like pickleball themed.
Dude, that'll be a sick show, dude. You guys are gonna have.
Oh, Scotty!
So,
this is the show. Ready?
So creative.
We set up a camera and we just live stream us playing pickleball. No edits, and that's the show.
Dude, watching pickleball is so much, dude. So like,
you're talking about the fastest growing sport in America, Cam. All right, chill.
Playing.
I do talk a lot of
watching other people play pickleball and talking about pickleball is so boring.
Dude, not with Rob. We play with the GMs of the Lightning, the hockey team. He's got a sick court in his backyard. They're really fun to play with. We're like, we're shooting the shit. We're also playing competitively. We're all trying to hit each other and we're fucking around. When you play with Rob, he'll be like, I'll never forget this. He's saying the score. He's about to serve, mid-serve, catches the ball and goes, "You got to be the most jacked GM in the league." And we're all just like, "What?" Like fucking, it's like the most entertaining thing because you don't ever know the thought that's gonna come out of Rob's
When
mouth.
I'm running around, Cam, and I'm feeling good, you don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. Man.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's why we love you, Rob.
There wasn't that many.
Same when you're on
days.
when you're doing your analyzing. You just never know what you're
And if I'm not feeling good though, there's going to be something that's like, wait, what did he say? That didn't really make sense. I'm all over the place. That's why the fans love me.
That's why we tune in for halftime show.
Exactly. It's either going to be good, it's going to be great, or it's going to be awful.
All right. Well, we are here at home, Social Club in Hyde Park. Thank you for having us, the Butter Bois. We got these awesome Butter Bois bucket hats, courtesy of Major Moments. Check it out on Instagram. That's my girlfriend, so got to plug that one. Pretty cool hats, though. Anyway, Cam, Brate, Robbie G, thanks for joining us, guys. It's a great show. Really looking forward to the next one.
Amen, brother.
Good shit,
Thanks
boys.
for having us on, Bo, and inviting the best duo
Don't leave me hanging.
tight end situation of all time.
All time.
Past 30 years old. Past 30 years old.
Good shit, boys.